What is going on, everybody? We are back with another review, and this time we're reviewing Season 1, Episode 7 of The Terror, and the episode is called Horrible from Supper. Um, so we start off with a scene from the past where Hickey is arriving, um, basically to become part of the crew. Um, and uh, upon signature, he doesn't have any facial hair. This comes back to play. So a little bit further down the line, it takes us back to present day, which is April 22nd, 1848. They abandon ships and the men depart on foot. When they depart on foot, they leave a small crew behind that's going to stay at the ships. The crew decided they wanted to stay at the ships. It's not people that were appointed. They would rather, they said, die under English blanket and whatnot than die out in the void. Um, they basically then begin to cross the terrain and get to wherever it is, get over to uh, about 18 miles out. They discover one of the original parties that they sent out for help a year or two prior, and it was basically all their heads laying out with the boat flipped over, which you can only assume they were all killed by the Toonbach. Um, but trying to keep the morale high, Crozier decides to keep this information from the men, along with the knowledge of the lead poisoning from Dr. Goodsir. Uh, they eventually reach King William Land, which is also a place that have tents and stuff and a British flag flying. And there's no other people there. It's an old camp, but they do find it, and they decide they're going to basically promote somebody to lieutenant, and then they keep calling him lieutenant, but it says here lieutenant. But they promote him to lieutenant, and they then get ready to split into two parties. So they're going to go do um, hunting. And before they get too far into this, they also notice that the group dog, the ship dog, is missing. So then we get to a point where Lieutenant Hickey, is or not? Is he lieutenant? Um, it doesn't say, but Hickey has a meeting with a couple guys, and he drops a bag in front of him and basically states that we could eat this as fresh food, and it's the dog. And he tries to explain that the dog had hurt itself climbing a rock, so he put it out of its misery, which we all know is bullshit. So they then continue on, and as they go into hunting parties, Hickey's on one of the hunting parties, and Hickey is with what are their names? It looks like Lieutenant John Irving and Petty Officer Thomas Farr. I'm pretty sure Lieutenant John Irving is the new guy that has just been promoted to lieutenant. So they come across a party of friendly Netzlik, which are the indigenous people of the area. And Lieutenant Irving basically goes out there and meets them himself, and finds a way to kind of communicate between the two of them. His name, their name, and he's like, I need food, and so they give him a couple bites of meat, and then he hands them his periscope, and then he tells them to stay and hold on, and he runs up to go see what the other two are doing, and then all of a sudden John Hickey has already killed Petty Officer Thomas Farr. And then As John Irving approaches him, Hickey kills John Irving. Stabs him several times with a shank, covers his mouth so he can't scream, and then he dies. And Hickey's got like his shirt off and stuff. And then we see another scene from the past where Hickey is officially on the boat, and he has miraculously grown facial hair and is now there. They're hinting basically that he is not actually Lieutenant Hickey, that he has killed Lieutenant Hickey and has taken Lieutenant Hickey's place. I'm wondering if he's Jack the Ripper. Hold on. That would be cool. No, because Jack the Ripper was active 1888 to 1891, and this all takes place in 1848. So, this would have taken place way before any of that. Although it could be cool if you find out that Jack the Ripper started off like this, and then eventually makes his way to doing what he does. I don't know. I don't think it is him, though. It was me trying to connect dots that probably don't exist. But, man, I am loving this show, and I cannot wait to get into the next one. Something I did not mention. So this episode was directed by Tim Mylance, as is every episode from here on forward, I'm pretty sure. 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Tim Mylance directs the rest of the series, and then this one was written by Andres Fisher Centeno. It's also the only episode that he writes yeah. And this episode debuted April 30th, 2018 to a 0.97. 0.97 watch. Amount of people watching. So that's about 900,000 people. 910,000 people. No, I'm sorry, 970,000 people. I was looking at the wrong thing. The next one is going to be episode 8, Terror Camp Clear. I am super excited to get into it. I love this show. This episode was amazing. I've just thoroughly enjoyed it, so I can't wait to see where else we go with this. So, with that being said, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm sorry I wasn't more informative and more opinion-based. I don't know where this is necessarily going to go. I guess if I had to try and come up with some sort of, predictions that I do think everybody's going to die. I don't think anyone's going to survive this. Hickey's going to get several more people, I do think. And then eventually somebody will kill Hickey. Probably Crozier before he dies. In fact, they may just take each other out. So, we'll see. We'll see. But alright, guys. I do know Hickey's a psychopath. So, there will be more. There will be more death. With that being said, I love you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.